Welcome to the Daily Influence, where our mission is to deliver a daily dose of positive influence that can uplift you personally or be shared within your sphere of influence. While not every episode may directly apply to your unique circumstances, we strive to provide insights and inspiration relevant to most people's daily, weekly, and monthly lives. Whether you are tuning in during the morning, noon, or night, the Daily Influence is here for you. Listen, share, and embrace the power of influence in your life.
Hey there, welcome to another edition of the Daily Influence. I'm Gregg Koleno, your host, and I wanted to start by expressing our heartfelt gratitude to all our listeners. Thank you for choosing us and making Daily Influence a part of your routine. Your support and engagement means the world to us. In this podcast, we dive deep into the stories and experiences of amazing individuals who spread positivity and make a difference in the lives of others. For each episode, we explore the inspiration behind their journey, the challenges they faced, and the impact they've made. Today, we have Tom Gosche joining us. He's a business strategist, and I think you're going to learn a lot from him today. So, Tom, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and thanks for setting that bar actually very high. So careful.
Tom, I know you well. I don't think that you will do anything less than far exceed the expectations of that bar. So can you share a little bit about yourself with our listeners?
Sure. I am a business strategist. What that basically means is I am very versed in many different aspects of business. However, not truly an expert at much. So I know enough about business to talk with business owners. But what I do best is try to find the best people to help them so that they get the best possible service, the best possible products and things like that. So I really enjoy introducing people to other people. I do work for an accounting firm. So part of that is bringing people in, the business owners, so that they don't have to do their accounting themselves. They can use our firm, and then we can kind of go from there. So real quick, how I got there, I owned the franchise for BNI. So I dove headfirst into networking, and I was able to take that and parlay it into becoming a pretty good networker and recognizing power partners and helping people grow their business, through business networking. So once I sold that, I continued to believe in the philosophy of giver's gain. And still to this day, you'll hear me say it, even though I'm not a part of BNI anymore. I truly believe that the more you give to other people, the more you get back for yourself.
Thank you for sharing that, Tom. And I certainly agree 100% with all that. And I can attest, Tom is an amazing networker, and he is all about giving and helping others. Thank you, Tom. What inspired you to start spreading positivity and make a difference in the lives of others?
Yeah, it really was networking. And what I recognized was that there were many people that really cared about others and cared about their business and wanted to be able to grow. And then there are the ones that kind of slapped their business card in your hand and followed up and, asked if you wanted to buy and all that other stuff. What I found was that the people that cared about other people's businesses and they cared about their own all at the same time were the ones that stood out and stuck around the longest. So many of my good friends are 25, 30 years in business friendships that I just fostered and really continued to stay in touch with and really learn from them, as well as being able to provide as much guidance as I could to them. So really started with that business networking aspect of it. And as I probably say this a few times throughout this whole thing, a giver's gain philosophy, 2 words that just really mean a lot. The more you give, the more you get back in return. Not always from that exact person that you gave to, but many times it's you give to this person and all of a sudden 3 days later, you're getting back that from somebody else, 10 times over.
That's a really good point. And I love that motto, giver's gain. Thank you for sharing that with us. Tom, can you tell us about a specific moment or experience where you felt that you made a significant positive impact on someone's life?
Yeah, I do recall one of the first times that I helped somebody kind of come up with their their networking strategy and what they were going to say. And what ended up happening was in narrowing down their focus and getting so specific on the type of referral that they're looking for, and then having that consistent message over and over again as they were networking, they started getting, oddly enough, Greg, you won't believe it, they're going to start getting referrals that match exactly how they like to work with people. So they were working with clients that they loved. They were getting a lot of business based off of that. And it turned out they went from making $9,000 their first year in business to now they're over $1 million in yearly revenues, and still working with those types of clients that they like to work with and really enjoying it. And the reason I bring up this story now is I hadn't talked with this person in 15 years and recently saw them networking, and they took me aside and said, all of this is because of, the short time that we spent together and honing his message so that he could get the business that he was looking for. He told me that he didn't tell me at the time, but he was almost going to be leaving that business because it wasn't working out. So, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was pretty excited by all that. So, it just, unlocking their potential, really honing in on what they love to do really comes out into their personality. So people want to work with them.
What a great story. What a positive influence you had on that individual to go from 9,000 to over $1 million. That's fantastic. Congratulations to them and to you.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It really is great. So I love hearing those stories. I love when people, take that next level of networking to really, grow their business.
What an inspiring story. Thank you for sharing that. Tom, what advice would you give to someone who wants to make a difference but may not know where to start?
Yeah, it really comes down to the mutual respect that you have. You've got to walk a mile in other people's shoes. God, I'm going to go through all these cliches. I'm so sorry. But you really got to recognize, that people are going through things, whether it's business or personal, treating others with respect and actively listening and valuing those different perspectives is really, really important. And you're going to get tired of me saying this, but that giver's gain concept, adapting that giving mindset. And you have no idea how lucky we are in our networking circles that everybody is so giving. That doesn't always happen, in the chambers that we're involved in and the networks that we're involved in. That doesn't always happen. You could go really down the road to a different area of Chicagoland and you still don't have that giving concept. So the reason why that all works out so well is that everybody is so passionate and they know their strengths, and they know that, just like me, I know a lot of things about business, but I want to make sure that a business owner is getting the right ideas, the right products and services in order to help them grow. So, when you're getting started on all this stuff, just keeping in mind that, everybody's, got their own battles, recognizing, and having empathy for other people's business. And remember, the more you give, the more it comes back to you in return. And people appreciate that. And all of a sudden it becomes you become a positive influence on others.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I agree 100%. Tom, in your opinion, why is it important for individuals to actively seek opportunities to spread positivity and uplift those around them?
Well, you know this for sure. Isn't it way more fun to go to those meetings where everybody is in a good mood and everybody wants to help each other? I think we've all gone to those networking events where maybe there's 6 or 7 people around the table and, the economy is bad and inflation is high and nobody wants to be there. But if you go into a networking event or any type of business opportunity that you see, and you have that excitement that we get to do business today. We're here early, we're here after hours, we're here at lunch, we're here taking time out of our day to really enjoy each other's company and try to help each other grow each other's business. Why not? Why not have that opportunity to do that? Because, as I said, we're lucky in our networking circles where we get to have that all the time. But my only job is networking. So I don't have to go out, get clients, and come back and do the bookkeeping. All I got to do is network. So I do a lot of things that you don't see and go to a lot of networks where it ain't fun. And when it ain't fun, nobody's doing business.
It's great to hear that from you, because that's a really good comparison, that if you spend your time in your efforts in those areas that people are that, givers gain, and that positive environment, you firsthand are seeing that is more positive, more robust, more influential. You just get more out of it than in the others. So that's good advice, to try and find organizations that have that mindset and personality.
Right. And if I can add, when you do end up in one of those negative situations, work very hard. It's easier to be negative than it is to be positive. Work really hard in trying to maintain that positivity. The economy is bad. Well, you know what? I see there's a lot of ribbon cuttings and a lot of businesses opening up. Don't you see that on Facebook and some of your places? Or, inflation is up. Inflation is up, meaning that there should be more opportunities for business owners and business people to make more money. So turning that little spin on it, you don't want to be, everything, it's raining, so the flowers will bloom. And you don't have to be that person, but just kind of giving that spin that says, you're probably right. And here's what's happening positively coming out of that, negative statement.
That's a really good point, because having that spin on it, because you don't want to have that toxic positivity, like, oh, everything will be fine, versus, okay, yeah, we know this is a challenging time. Where are areas that we could change and look at the positives on it? I love that. That's great. Yeah. Which actually is a perfect segue into my next question, is how do you maintain your own sense of positivity and motivation during those challenging times, or when you are faced with negativity?
Yeah, it really is just, getting that gusto to, not get dragged down with other negativity. Going into networking events, business meetings, in a good mood. You don't need to listen to the news all the time. It's not changing that much. Put on some Spotify songs that you like, that inspire you, that get you going, that have you screaming at the top of your lungs. If you ever, are following me into a networking event, as I'm driving, you might see me banging my head a little bit, or, getting the arms going to get some music going, just so that I can be positive, because I can't do it otherwise,
That's really good advice. Music can really help uplift us and prepare us for a situation, whether it's going into a networking event, going into a meeting, going into a presentation. So music is very powerful.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Thank you. Tom, what message or words of encouragement would you like to share with our listeners who aspire to make a positive difference in the world?
Yeah, for sure. Just to keep that positive mindset in everything that you're doing. Think about that philosophy that Ivan Meisner, the founder of BNI, it seems like 100,000 years ago, came up with, called Giver's Gain. Give for the sake of giving. Give, knowing that eventually somehow you'll get it back in return. And just, keep it exciting. Keep it, if it's not fun, you're not going to do it. So if you're not enjoying yourself as you're out there, as you're doing business, as you're supporting your business, as you're a salesperson, doing these things, it's not gonna pay off for you. And you really want to try to enjoy all these aspects of it, because you're going to do this work stuff longer, more hours per day than just about anything else. So you may as well try to have some fun doing it. And a great way to have fun is keeping that positive mindset.
Beautiful advice, Tom. Thank you so much for sharing all these words of wisdom. And thank you to our listeners for joining us. If you want to get in touch with Tom, he has a business Facebook page. We'll put it in the show notes. It's tomgosche.business strategist. We are so grateful that you joined us today on another episode of Daily Influence. And we hope that you found our discussion as inspiring and enlightening as we did. If you enjoyed the conversation, please share it with your friends, your family, colleagues to help spread the positive messages that we've discussed. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more stories and positivity, making a difference in the lives of those around us. So stay positive, keep making a difference, and join us next time on Daily Influence. Thank you for being part of our community. Bye-bye.